check, mic check.
Hey.
Mic check, mic check. We are back, boys. Hey, gang, back in the stew. Hey,
Back in the stew.
hey, gang, back in the stew. I know we sound good. Thank God we got back in here. The most viable. This is officially episode 4.
Yo.
We took a little bit of break, had to recollect ourselves. Let me remind you, I am your humble and highly favored host, DJ Mister Zee. To my right,
Kuna, Lakai, KLK.
KLK.
Kuna, talk.
To his right,
Are we still talking about this? Jared.
We got my boy Jared in the house.
Jay Crouch, fuck your bitch on the
just
couch.
Crouch
Jared.
19,
Oh, my bad. I'm
Jay
way too
Crouch.
close.
Fuck your bitch on the
That
couch.
is just Jared, nothing else.
Hey,
For all you
Jackson.
haters, that's exactly what you're going to be saying when we pull up. That's what I thought.
Thanks for the defense this time.
Yes, sir.
And it's
We
your
are
boy,
back.
Weird City Kid in the mix. What's up, y'all?
We're City.
Hey.
Good to
Good
be
to
back,
see ya.
man.
Good to see
Good
ya.
to be
Mike D.
back in the stew. Like I said, we had to take a little bit of break, man. I had a lot of shit going on these last couple months, obviously, but December and January, I know it's been a while since we put something out. So thank you for everybody that's been tuning in. Thank you for everybody that's just been wondering where we at. Well, guess what? We're back and we're here, and we got a lot of talk. We got a lot to talk about, and yeah, man, just crazy out here. I really
It's
want to
crazy,
dive.
man.
I really want to dive straight into it, man. It's crazy. And on the live videos, I want people to. I want to know what people feel about this. I want their opinions and what's going on and how it's affecting you in your life. And tell us, tell us what's going on. How do you feel about this? How do y'all feel about this? It's
Bruh,
crazy.
It's
This
crazy
is crazy.
times. You know, you walk down the street where you used to see hella people and now there's absolutely nobody.
I think if there's one thing that we need to all come in agreement on is that it's like it's real. Like it's.
It's a real thing. It's here,
I'm
too.
chill on the panic stuff. Don't get me wrong. I think we all need to be worried in our own, and in our own sense in our own life. But I feel like it's hard to ignore that it's like it's real, and it's what I'm saying. I feel
If
like
there's
people were
one
downplaying
thing
for a
that
while.
like when I first like saw the outbreak and everything, I was like, okay, it's on it's in China, it's over here. I was like, you know what? I'm okay in America right now, right? Like surely I'm
Yeah,
okay
we're
in
all
America,
chilling for
but
a while,
I didn't realize that it would get this real this fast. So yeah, that's also an eye opener as well.
I feel like people start to feel it when it starts to hit their pockets. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like it's easy to watch something on TV, people getting shut down, da 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 da. You're like, okay, maybe that will happen in America, but like once it happens and like you're not getting this paycheck, you're like, okay, wow,
Oh yeah.
this is more than just the illness. This has like real implications on society. So how are we gonna maneuver through that, as well as like treating the people, is really the question. You know what I'm saying?
It hit home quick.
I
as
think,
fuck.
too, another thing about it is that, being that it was so unknown and it still is so unknown, just the more time that goes on, the more people are starting to actually find out and, like, research into it. So I feel like people are starting to understand, where the risks are and, the risk of, like, kind of being able to spread it and, like, the effect on other people. And I think people are starting to understand the danger of it a little bit more because when it first came out, people were like, why the fuck are people freaking out? And it's still, to a certain extent, we need to make sure we're not the reason that, everything is out of stock or, everything's going crazy, but at the same time, I feel like people are just starting to recognize, the certainties of it.
Shit is real.
Yeah.
Shit is real. I think what really has me worried is what's happened in the matter of. I mean, these last 2 days have been nuts. But if you really think about it, about like a month or two ago, we weren't talking about this. Coronavirus wasn't a thing. You could scroll all you want, and on Twitter and Facebook, you wouldn't see a goddamn thing. And all that has happened in the matter of, let's just say January, 3 fucking months, all that has happened is insane. And that's like I was saying, that's something that you can't ignore. South by was really huge. I think for us here in Austin, that was something that kind of woke in our eyes, was like, holy shit, this is getting kind of real. And then
Close to home.
I read that, people were starting to work from home, and then obviously all the restaurants and bar closures. I read that a bunch of CEOs of big ass companies were stepping down. Did you see that shit?
Right.
And that's like that's
Yeah.
things that you can't ignore, bro. You really can't ignore that shit.
NBA,
That's out here.
top corporate
NBA,
companies.
closing the fucking NBA, the NFL, closing that. That's big, bro. That's billionaires
Big.
losing billions of dollars, and that's what has me worried. That
Flights from
what's
traveling
going on, and
to
that and
Europe.
like what's happened in such a short amount of time. That's really what has me worried.
When you say worried, what's your biggest concern?
I'm worried about the panic more than the virus. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Don't get me
Agreed.
wrong. I'm starting to take.
Agreed.
I feel like for a while, just like all of us, we were just like, we're not the demo, right? Like we're young, we're not old, we don't have diabetes or whatever else they say, but it's you guys saw KD had it, you're like, oh shit, hold on.
Yeah.
You just see other people then that's closer to you, and then you saw
Rudy
people from
Gobert,
home getting it, kids
Donovan
fucking
Mitchell.
getting it, yeah, and it's.
I think that points out another good point though too, which
What did I
is
say?
a little bit.
On my phone.
It ended.
It ended. Really?
I think too. Oh fuck! I lost my train of thought.
What did it say?
What were we talking about?
Coronavirus.
God damn it!
Start again. Fuck it.
You're like, it's a good question whether or not
Just start.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about how like once everyone saw like KD or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
think that brings up another good point about how it doesn't make sense for us to wait until big name people like that have it for us to start taking it seriously too.
I feel like our generation would sleep on this.
for sure
and downplaying the fuck out of it.
100%.
I mean, didn't I just say like I downplayed it because I thought like once it broke out over here, was it gonna like really affect me that much? I kind of downplayed it too.
What's frustrating about it for me, for our generation, is that we are starting to realize that it's real because our pockets are being affected.
It's sad,
Meanwhile,
though.
there are people who, exactly, when he says that, but that's the point, though, is that there are people who are actually going to die because of this disease. And we don't even care about how quickly it spreads because we just want to have fun. Like, that's the problem. That's why
I agree.
That's why I'm frustrated with our generation. Because I have grandparents at risk. I have loved ones who have cancer and are going through chemotherapy right
Same.
now. Went through surgery today. If that man caught it, you know what I mean? Like, so it's
Yeah.
like, can we please, as a society, agree that like we can follow some guidelines and like kind of help some people
Like
live
like
a
back
little
to
longer?
say, it's
agree
hard
with
to
that
ignore the shit that's
because-
going on. You can't ignore.
Yeah, I'm
Exactly.
pretty sure we all have people that are at risk, so
Right.
we definitely want to take the right
Right.
actions.
But it's
I feel
like,
like
why did
now-
it take so long for
Yeah.
as
Our
a collective
generation
us
actually
to
come
be
around.
like,
You're
yo, we have people at risk.
Especially with the internet and everything and how fast
Yeah.
everything can get around. It took us until this
Just to.
to really realize and be like, let's be really serious about it.
Yeah. But at the same time, we have the opportunity to be serious about it. So I'm hoping that,
Moving on forward from here.
Exactly.
on out,
I also
know?
think
Yeah.
I think
for sure.
I think that they definitely acted relatively quickly. I mean, maybe not like
When you say they, who are you talking about?
as far as like the event shutting down
Governments.
and everything that we're going through right now. I
Yes.
feel like as far as cases being found in our location and the actions that were taken and the speed and the magnitude of which they happen, I definitely think that the city of Austin and the federal government and just like at every level they did a good job of like nicking it in the butt. I think a lot of the thing that a lot of people are worried about is that there's something else going on, and that's where a lot of the like conspiracy theories and just like other off-topic conversations happen, which are definitely interesting. But yeah, that's the one thing that like I feel like personally, especially like kind of seeing how my friends reacted, I am taking it pretty coolly just because I'm not really worried too much about it, but at the same time I recognize the magnitude. And
What's the most possible theory that's outside of like it just breaking out would
Here you
you
go.
believe to be like, I don't know, the most probable?
We're all conspiracies here, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, just throw one out there that you're like, damn, that kind of makes sense why that might happen.
You know my big conspiracy, the whole election year thing.
huh?
The whole election
You
year
think this is
thing.
about Trump?
Bro, if you look back, it's proven. You can look it up. All the major U.S. viruses we've had in the U.S. have been on election years.
That's crazy. And then it's also crazy that Trump said something about like how at the end of Obama's term, like we went to war, you know what I'm saying? Right before his re-election year. Like people do like crazy random things happen during re-election years. And I think that's possible, but it's just, I don't know. Viruses are weird to me because like you can't contain, like
Nope.
we don't have a vaccination for it. So it's like, you don't know who this will actually hit. You know what I mean? The person who let it loose could be the same person who dies from it. They don't even know. You
It's
know?
not about what's the next virus, it's about when.
Yeah,
the next
bacteria is
Right.
bacteria.
Exactly.
It's a virus.
It's
the evolution
gonna
of this.
grow. They're gonna evolve. They're gonna get stronger. They're gonna get better. You know, that's just how that kind of stuff works. So, I don't really know as far as that goes.
I feel the frustration of our generation, how we've just blown this not out of proportion, but we've just kind of blown it on the water. Like it's
It's really
no big deal.
social
And when
media driven
it's
too.
absolutely. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I still believe that. I still absolutely.
Did you see
and
the
fucking
video of that
believe
girl licking? What was it? She like licked the toilet seat
I
on
did
an
see that.
airplane for clout.
Is that a real thing?
She really
I
did
heard
that.
about that.
It was
I
like the
haven't looked at
coronavirus
it.
challenge.
I feel
No,
like
I
I've seen
saw
that.
the video.
Humanity,
Dog.
I'm disappointed in you, bruh.
You know when I lost.
So disappointed.
I got real disappointed when motherfuckers were out here licking fucking ice creams, opening a fucking thing of ice cream,
Yeah,
licking it,
So
putting it
yeah,
back.
we want to talk
Right.
about
Dude, it's all
Fox
Janae
spreading.
Aiko's fault. Is she the one who started talking about groceries in that one song?
Damn.
It's
That's
her
all
Talk
she
fault,
about a
made.
bro.
conspiracy.
Anyway, Zach, do you know how many people were affected by this though? For South by Southwest getting closed down, like
A lot. I know it was a lot. I remember
many
just seeing
bars
this.
and restaurants and businesses
I wish
that
I had
aren't
a
making
number
any
about the
revenue.
population, too.
from
See,
this.
when I was sitting down and I was writing what we were going to talk about this episode, this was what? Oh, this is not even 2 weeks ago. It's South by had just shut down, and this coronavirus was not where it's at now. And this closing South by was fucking huge. And I was like, let's talk about South by, how crazy is South by, how it affects Austin and bars and restaurants downtown. But now it's so much bigger than that. Don't get me wrong. Coming from home, a huge Austin night. I've been here for years now. I feel it for the city, and I know venues and bars.
Now
I
it's
know
not just
people
downtown.
personally that
Yeah.
are struggling, but now it's at a whole nother scale where it makes it's. Don't get me wrong. I'm not looking over our own city, but you have to. It went from being as big as our city to now it's fucking everybody. Especially knowing everybody that we have here. We're all service industry people. We all know bartenders and servers. And closing restaurants and bars down is another huge
Like, it's
fucking
different when
move.
it starts
Yeah.
affecting
And that I felt like for me personally, my every day is my eyes open wider and wider because of the shit that's going on. But me personally, just like you, like we're out of fucking jobs. This is nothing that you can't look over. We're literally out of fucking jobs.
Like we
Our
have a
places
job,
we work,
but we don't have a job.
we
can't
can't
go
make
to work
income.
to make an income.
Exactly.
So, yeah, that's like the
Insane.
hardest part about it is like knowing that you have a job but you can't make an income. Like,
This is insane to
yeah,
me. Like I said, back. I don't think that. I mean, now that I overlook it, I feel like maybe social media did help. Now that I look at it now, because it gave us a reality of us. Because let's be honest, if we didn't have social media, we wouldn't know what the fuck's going on overseas.
as fast.
You know what I'm saying?
Or maybe we couldn't have cut it off as
Yeah.
quick.
Or we have to rely on the media's version of what's going on overseas as opposed to like a
That as well.
real peek into it.
I feel like another
Yeah.
reason why not only me but our generation was just so overlooking this whole thing is because we don't even know what to believe anymore.
Right.
It's hard to believe fucking anything you see on the internet now. So it's just
Yeah.
like, is this real? Is
Right.
it really coming over to U.S.? Is there really this
but when
many
you see the
cases?
videos of like what Italians are going through in quarantine,
yeah,
you're like,
see, that's the
okay,
shit I'm
cool.
talking. That's the shit you can't ignore.
Right, and they're like writing letters to the rest of the world talking about like what to expect from this thing, and I recommend people see that. There's like 6 different stages that this Italian person went through with quarantine. It's like the denial is not going to be that big when he gets here, to like people dying, and it's like mentally prepare yourself for the reality of what we're actually experiencing. I think
just
is a
stay
big
woke.
thing.
Like if you see
you know?
something, read into it. Like don't
Yeah.
just ignore
There's
to be
credible
blind.
sites
or
out
just be
there.
safe. You
Like,
There's
know?
credible
Be
sites
safe.
and places that
you
you
have
can go.
all of the
Right.
tools you need to know what's going on and to be informed about everything.
Yeah.
It's really up to you at the end of the day.
It's you want this?
But didn't
Yeah,
we
sure.
say something?
What else is-
Okay, didn't we read earlier that like $356 million of
Lost in the
revenue
city
was
of Austin.
lost within the 10 days of South by Southwest?
And that's
to
just
all the
South by
businesses?
Southwest.
Just
When you
South
start
by.
thinking about like the
Think about how much
impact on
Coachella
the
lost.
industries.
Oh goodness! All
Yeah.
of these festivals
So,
closing down.
I
And
guess
all
the-
these casinos, Las Vegas. How much money is Vegas losing right now?
Yeah.
Like,
I think what's crazy about South
betting
by
on
is just
sports.
because like
people do
that was one of the
yeah.
ones that hit home, and you realize like Brody, like we all know bar
For
owners
sure.
Yeah.
and venues. I literally know venue. I know multiple venues that are just open for South by. I've DJed at them. I know multiple that only open for South by, only there because of South by. So think about all the places that are gonna close down, all the people that are gonna get laid off, all the seasonal people, all the security people, all like the parking people, all the fucking roadblocks, the police officers. They staff more police officers down there. I'm sure people could use that.
I would be
fucking bonus.
more worried about those people and their employees than the actual owners of like the places.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Yeah.
it's like
They
at
have
that
savings
point,
accounts.
if you're only banking on this 1 week or like 2 weeks of South by, that 10 days, why do you even really own a business? You know, like how are you really actually keeping your business and your people paid.
I don't know if
they're
that's
only
true,
banking
though.
on this 1 week.
I don't know.
I'm
if
just
that's true.
saying, like,
they don't. All right, so
I'm
I was
not
saying,
saying
I know.
that.
Just as an interjection,
if it
there's
is
people,
one business that is
so
only
if
banking
you
on
own
this
your
1 week
business
for the whole year,
if you own your business, you're like, all right, cool. I'll make $30,000 every single month, and South by I'll make $100,000. I expect to make $500,000 over the course of the year. Now you're only making $400,000 when you expect to make $500,000, and that changes everything when it comes to like how you made any of your decisions throughout the year.
completely. Which, like, I don't have a degree. I don't run a business. I don't know anything about that. But
I'm just saying though, like South by like
you just have your eggs
there's
in
owners,
other baskets.
there are owners that like expect so much money from South by to help them pay money to pay for the venue.
People
you know what I'm saying?
rely.
For sure.
Like, the city does.
Yeah, they're paying.
South by is a huge venue.
They're paying rent for their venues the same way we're paying rent for our houses. Like they
See,
have
the
to figure
crazy
out how
thing
to
for
pay that
me,
shit.
the question for me before was why is everyone from the why is everything being clamped down so hard if this like disease is not, or this virus is not that bad? And you know, when South by happened, I think a lot of us were like, that was kind of the peak of my question mark was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Because they canceled South by. Like, that's huge. This must be a big deal. But at that point, even just a few days ago or a week ago, however long that was, like, there were less facts that came out about it than there were now. And I feel like now I'm more like less on that, like, yo, this is some weird shit going on. And
It's
now, like,
real
okay,
now. That's what I'm
this
saying.
makes sense because, you know, I don't want it to happen like it happened in Italy, you know, like, and, you know, once you realize
Italy's on lockdown right now.
Once you realize, I read a really good post earlier, supposedly it's from was it microbiologist that worked for the CDC, and one of my homies that shared, allegedly, and it was talking about how the virus, you know, started as an animal virus in China, an animal virus between viruses, and then it mutated, and, you know, in China, supposedly that's where it mutated from being between, like, non-humanoid animals to actually humans. And so they're trying to, what would be a problem is, now there's already 2 strains of it, the problem is going to be, you know, if it mutates from only, you know, attacking the lungs of, like, susceptible people to, like, attacking anybody's lungs. What if
just
it mutates
have, like,
imagine
emphysema
how,
and stuff
imagine
like
how
that.
it's
So you
mutated
want to
now,
make sure that people are not spreading it unknowingly, and then it mutate and becomes something worse, and then people pick it up
because
just
your
because people
immune
didn't take it
system
seriously.
can, like,
so,
not, you know, like, get sick to it. So it's like, oh, I'm gonna make
Just imagine how it's mutated now.
So it's
a better
crazy.
strain
I
or
mean,
whatever, and I'm gonna pass it off
honestly,
to somebody else without you even realizing that you're passing it off.
it's one thing for us to be weighing, like, the economic, like, benefit or the economic impact versus the, like, health impact, but even harder for, like, the business owners. They're like, well, fuck, dude, like, you know, I don't know. That I guess even thinking about it now, it almost kind of puts even a bigger question mark. Like, damn, like, this shit.
I feel like
dangerous.
I feel like it's hard to. I feel like nowadays it's hard to say that this isn't a serious virus that we should be taking serious.
100%.
I feel like we can't. I feel like we can't say that anymore.
At the
Like,
very least.
I really feel like we can't say that.
Like,
anymore.
if anything, we should be taking precautions for the future to stop this sooner. You know what I'm saying? And not let it spread, like, as quick, because, like, this is honestly like a learning experience. This is
Yeah, no
historical
shit.
at this rate. It is really historical.
Dude, we're gonna literally, our kids are gonna be fucking reading about this.
Yeah.
We're gonna be telling our
2020
fucking
was
family and our kids.
crazy.
That was the first time
Remember
you ever
2020?
quarantined?
2020, I
Remember
feel
Lil
like.
Uzi?
Bro, looking nice. The year, dude. You know what's really crazy? It's only March, fam.
Yeah.
Only 3 months in.
Yeah, I did.
We had
2020,
Kobe
let's
died.
go, baby.
Kobe fucking died.
Australia was on fire.
Australia was on fucking fire.
Australia.
And now the world's
Dude,
on fire.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
And now the world's on fire.
We need to grasp hold of this. Like, our world, our economy, everybody.
Dude,
we need
I
to
hope
come
people-
together
you know,
and
I hope people
realize
start
what's going
taking-
down
what
right
if,
now,
like,
please.
oh, I hate that I'm saying this, but what if,
There we
like,
go. You
an
always got
earthquake
something.
hit Cali on some... I think
That
I think
would
Cali is one
devastate
of
the
the
United
hardest
States.
spots for the coronavirus right now, isn't it? It's one of the hottest spots in the U.S., I'm
Think
pretty
how
sure.
many
It
people
is.
travel to?
It is. It's close.
York
I mean,
and
it's a close
fucking-
part of America to Asia.
I don't know if you saw either. I saw that they, like, told people in the Bay Area, like, to stay inside, to, like, not even go outside.
They cleared the streets in
They're on
New
shelter in
Orleans?
place, so my parents can't leave their house other than go to the bank or to the grocery store or to the gas station to be able to go to either of those places.
I heard they were clearing streets out in Miami and shit. New Orleans.
That's just crazy.
Dude,
It's crazy that we as normal people really don't know shit about what's going on, and we just have to trust that this shit's gonna pass over in a good way. That's the weirdest part about it, is like,
We just gotta sit back and fucking
have we
watch.
earned that trust from the people in charge?
That way.
It's hard to say yes or no.
That
I feel like that's
our
really opinionated.
well-being is
In their hands,
is
like they
is
care.
is taken care of.
Me and
That our
Jared were
well-being
talking.
is
Me
taken
and Jared
care
were
of.
talking about like just compensation and on the world, and like I fail to think that our country is just gonna let us fall. You know what I'm saying? It's still the United States of fucking America. I
Yeah.
still think there's
Agreed.
a backbone. I still think there's some form or fashion. Something's gonna happen. This
Yo,
compensation,
there's
however,
pride
something's
on
gonna
the line.
happen.
There's pride on the line. There's
No,
a lot of
absolutely.
countries
There's lives on the
intervening.
fucking line.
There's lives on the line. The individual's impacts on what humans are doing to the planet are not even close to like how much exponential destruction the corporations are doing to our planet as far as like just spewing waste into like the rivers and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, yeah, we
True enough.
That's the thing. Everything is so focused on just consumerism and like it's something. And you know, like maybe I'm just one of those crazy people that thinks about it too much or whatever. But there's like a certain line that I feel like is always crossed when the question of is this when big corporations put out a product that is like essential to someone for their health or for whatever different situation it is, like there's always the question of are they focused on money or are they focused on well-being? And there's like a line that I feel like is a comfortable place that's good for people, and I feel like a lot of the times the line is more, the needle pushes more towards money, and people
Yeah, I agree.
ignore the well-being part of it. And I feel like if we continue to have that ignorance moving forward, then the possibilities of how many things could just get out of hand is just too crazy. So we just need to start paying attention to what the fuck is actually going on.
I think our world.
Everything.
I just think everything's like money driven.
Yeah.
Money is just the root of all evil, and it runs the world. And
but that's not really like something that's, I don't know, just something you kind of accept, you know? I think if you're one of those people who like understands that and thinks something needs to change, like the next question is like, what can you personally do? Because I think
Yeah.
there's like more and more people who are thinking that way, and like if we all do our individual part and like being like that's not okay, we'll see change.
no, yeah, you're
It's
right.
crazy
You're
because
absolutely
you
right.
have to think of like, what do you actually do? So like, we know people who all have the same mindset. So what would be the next step? Do we fucking try to become politicians? Do we start a fucking social campaign? Do we start a social media
Right.
campaign? What do we do? Do we start marching? Do we,
You lose a lot of faith.
what
That's
do we
why I
do?
think
Or
people-
is it, because I feel like a lot
I
of
mean, if
people,
you look back at history,
that's what I'm saying, protests,
what is
And
history than a protest? Has it not get shut down or some shit if it gets too big or something like that? Like
It's gotten shut
negative
down and shit has
ways
happened.
and negative
but
ways
it
and
has
affected people's health.
made
and,
an
like,
impact too.
People
Like
had their lives like kind of ruined over
if the
protesting.
Jim Crow
Ruined or
movement hadn't
taken.
happened, if that shit hadn't
That's what I'm
happened,
saying.
where the fuck would we be now? You know what I'm saying?
So I'm saying people lost lives.
Yeah.
People literally lost lives.
And it sucks, but
And that's
at
the
the
thing.
same
That's history,
time,
though. I'm saying,
people
like, you
stood
go
up
back.
for people. There were people that stood up for that, and they were the reason that shit happened to make a change, and that shit actually happened. Even though
100%.
it was tough for all those
Right.
people that went through it, it made a change.
Yeah.
So are we saying that blood is the only way to make a change
I'm not saying
in
that
America?
blood is. I'm not saying anyone knows the answer, and I definitely don't think
No,
blood is the
definitely
way. And I would, for sure, know. But
Yo,
Well, I'm just saying that like there's a lot of like throughout history, the only way that freedom has ever been achieved is through blood.
Mhm.
So I'm just saying like
It's common era.
civilians in America are debatably in a sort of slavery to at least like if you want to equate it to like old days with kings and whatever, we're like just commoners, right? We'll never not never, but like our chances of becoming top are very slim to none because that's
Yeah.
something that's still inherited.
I don't know. It's crazy because we're in a different age now, and people have the power to become influencers and make money overnight.
easy.
It's true.
Yeah.
And actually,
So,
YouTubers.
a
TikTok.
A group of obviously there
Money's
are,
different than change. I'm talking about power. Power is
money
influence.
right, but look how many
You
celebrities.
gotta have money to have
look
power.
How much Instagram. Look how much power Instagram and all these
rather have
fucking
influence.
all these influencers have.
It's definitely a different age for sure.
To affect people's mindsets and their following. Obviously, there's other people who have power to affect policies and companies and products and stuff like that, which is a whole different ballgame. But still, where does the power lie? You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, times have changed.
Right, but I'm saying, yeah. So I guess my thing is that like a lot of the people that we have that are really influencers, I don't know how many of them have the ideas to make a change. I mean, I think there are influencers that are very aware and are doing positive things for sure. But I think there needs to be like, I don't know, I think efforts need to be more concentrated. I think we're all scattered in a way as far as like wanting a revolution, but not really having a clear path to it in forms of all of this change. And I think maybe like in the past, like changing presidents is like a change of ideals. So we had Bernie Sanders up to bat and everybody was like, no, it doesn't matter. But all right, moving on. So who do we have to vote for? Well, okay, we're not going to do it through that. So what are we going to do? Like you said, we could protest, but I don't.
Trump was.
Huh? I don't know. I don't know if people are angry enough to be in the streets. Like there was a time with Jim Crow, all that thing. Like when that shit was happening, people were in the streets because people were dying like without even like having to protest. Like it's not. It's different. Like we're fighting over like more now. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if people are willing to die for what we're fighting for.
I feel that. No, people don't have it's not passion like it was back then. It's a completely different time.
It was like a fight for being noted like a human. Like I want to be a human. All right, so it's like now it's like I don't know. It's like we're all alive and we have a certain level of freedom where we're comfortable enough to be like, this is kind of okay. I don't like it, but it's okay.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of it comes down to the knowledge. And the lack of it right now, I think, is a big reason why people aren't really putting up with it. And I think a lot of that has to do with the influence. I feel like the influence right now is blocking the knowledge. And if people were more knowledgeable of shit just in general, instead of being more influenced by it, then...
Right, but do you think our population is like... I don't know if the mass majority of people think or care to think like that.
I don't know. I feel like I could have this conversation with LeBron James or like regular ass rich people who like are just really normal ass people who have talent and got rich or some shit like that, and they'd probably be like, "Yeah, dude, you're right. Like, let's smoke a joint about it."
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, as far as actually changing the system, that's a good example. So as far as like changing the actual system, what do you think LeBron would be able to do to change like the way America's run? You know what I'm saying? That's like people have influence, but like, what can they actually do?
You think about it depends. Like something that I've heard. If you have money, honestly, if you have money and you have followers, you can really do anything because you can convince enough people to be behind your back. And at a certain point, once you have enough people behind your back, other people, there's like a breaking point for people. They're like, okay, well,
They start
I
to
give
believe
it.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's
to
only
think
a
that
matter
way,
of
move that
how
way.
much money and how much influence you have at the end of the day, to be honest. So if you gather a bunch of people who have a large influence and they have a lot of fucking money and they focus on the same thing, like, that's really all it comes down to. Like, that's what the rich ass motherfuckers are doing in the industry, you know, who are putting money into food, putting money into medicine, putting money into this, that. They just know what the fuck they're doing and they know how to influence people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I think like philanthropy is a huge thing, like giving back to the community and helping people behind you for sure. But I don't know if that's still enough power to change the actual system as opposed to just to help people within it.
It's not. I just think it's like a temporary.
Well,
resolution.
first off, changing the whole system is above us. I mean,
Right.
yeah,
Well,
it's
but
not
I'm
us,
saying
like,
though.
I'm trying to say, how do you get to that?
I'm saying,
I don't think we should get
I agree.
into that whole topic
No, but
because
no.
that's not what we're talking about.
No, this is
Well, that's
fun
what we're
though.
talking about. No,
I don't know.
I understand. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I agree that at the end of the day, the power is in the power. Like the power is in the hands of the people. Like that's just how it actually is. But it's like all we have to actually do is figure out as a people how we can actually change this, because it doesn't seem like it's through the election process, to me personally.
I feel that.
I mean, I wish we could live in a utopia where everybody was paid, had healthcare, had everything they fucking needed, but like
It was one way
I
or
don't
another.
think that anyone.
I think that's a scary mentality, because America was built off like idealism and like almost like dreamers, like let's try to keep growing this. I don't think we have to have the perfect utopia, but I think we can definitely make it better than it is now through practical action.
It's more humanitarian, like with everything in the world that's going on. Like, but everybody's not ever gonna see that way because obviously, like, money is the root of all evil, power is the root of all evil.
Well, there always
People
be greed,
want-
but I feel like humans can evolve to a place where we actually care about each other enough to be like, okay,
I would hope so.
give you stuff. Well, I mean, but it's not even like a hope. It's like we're the generation creating the world that we live in, so let's like figure out the actions we actually need to take.
I don't think we're
to
arguing
make this
with
thing
it. I
happen.
think we're just.
I know. I don't think we're arguing either, but we're having a conversation, so
I
we're
don't-
just like
I
sharing
don't think
ideas.
anyone knows the answer for the perfect way to move forward with how we structure our government and how we structure ourselves as a nation. I don't think anyone has an answer right now, but I think the important thing is that people are having these conversations right now. People are looking at it, and again, with the coronavirus situation, obviously, like, nobody wants to be going through this shit, but this is another example of like things like this make us look at stuff like that and be like, okay, so shit hit the fan. Now we have an example of what shit looks like when it hits the fan. And what was our government able to do for us? How did that shit happen? And where are the positive and negatives? And what changes do we need to make to move forward? I think that is the conversation people need to be having to find that answer. I don't think
Puts
it's
a
there
lot
right
more
now.
into perspective for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's when people our age now are starting to have those questions. And I think it's important that we continue having these conversations and research the facts behind them because, again, like, we have an effect in what this could look like in the future. So, like, for sure, I totally understand what you're saying on that.
Yeah, so do I. Like, going back to just, I'm looking forward to this to pass, to see how we came out from this and how it's gonna take a while to come back from this. So yeah, definitely, I'm looking forward to the aftermath, how this worked.
Right.
But let's wrap that up. No more.
How do you feel about the
coronavirus.
XFL though? What's good?
I feel like people are really hating on the XFL. I love that we
Players
just
out
switched
here.
over. Dude, it's
Shotgun
lit,
and White
bro.
Claw
I'm like, bro, it's
seltzers after
I feel
games.
like people are like, why? A lot of people I've gotten are like, why
Yeah.
are we like, why does there need to be XFL? I'm like, why the fuck not? Like, I would argue the same
It's fun.
amount of talent
It's
level
fun to
is
watch.
damn near the same.
Yeah.
It's fun.
No,
It's
that's how
absolutely
it
fun to
works.
watch. I love it.
Bro, the people who get cut from NFL teams, a lot of them deserve to be in the NFL.
Absolutely.
So it's
They
like,
definitely deserve
know.
to be in the NFL.
I love
agree
it,
with
bro.
that
I love the
100%.
platform. I love that it's on when NFL's not on. I think it's cool. I think it's fucking I fucking love the NFL. I'm all for it. I'm all about the XFL. That's just lit as fuck.
Yeah.
Ladies, let's we've been gone for a while. I kind of want to just recap. Other than I know what's going on, but just like these last couple months, I don't think we've been here since like Thanksgiving.
It's been a long while, man.
How was
been a little minute.
2019? We already know how 2020 is going.
2019, let's see.
And on a good note,
I did.
2019 for me was very reflective. I think there was a lot of things that I wanted to improve upon with myself and the way that I was going forward for 2020 that I really took a lot of time to just think about and really consider. And with that being said, 2020 I'm really excited for. But 2019 was definitely more of a thinking process for me, for sure.
any like big changes, any big moves? You did anything different?
Big moves. Number one I can think of is Odd Collective, man. That's a new project.
Yep.
That's a new brand. That's a new label I'm working with. We got a lot of stuff. We got a lot of stuff working. Basically, a subsidiary of Weird City Entertainment. So I'm gonna still be repping Weird City super hard. But basically, with this, my goal is to kind of move more toward driving the talent that I have around me, that I see around me, and just like with my squad and with my people, and just like really moving forward as a collective and showing people, hey, we have a studio, we have content, and we can make an impact here in the local scene, and just get our faces out there, and hopefully build ourselves a platform where we can then do whatever else we want after that. But yeah, definitely super excited for that. Got some events coming up. We got the Next Up event right now going on, basically an age-based competition where we got 4 rounds. The first age is 2000s, and we got 90s, and we got the OGs, and we got a finale. And basically, we got 6 featured artists, and every single round they do 15-minute sets. People get on our Odd Collective Instagram page and vote for their favorite artists, and the top 2 from each one move on to the finale. And basically trying to combine some different generations, and also kind of see if we could connect the physical platform and the online platform with that voting system. So I'm excited for that. In 2020, I'm definitely looking for different ways to do some different things, because I've thrown events in the past, and I always like to evolve. So this year, I'm going to see what kind of different connections and different themes and kind of different ideas I can apply to my events to make them stand out a little bit more. So I'm super excited, and I'm excited to get back in the scene.
Working. For sure. You?
Oh, Kuna.
Kuna got a lot going on.
Oh, he got a lot.
2020 is the year of plans. No, but for real though, I got an album I'm about to drop, a music video I'm gonna drop.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to start dropping a single a week starting April 8th, and just also in collaboration with what Mike's efforts are, bro. It's trying to like throw the proper show. I mean, I think there's like a lot going on in Austin, and not the, I don't know. I feel like hip hop hasn't found the proper spotlight yet. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of people doing big things, and like the people haven't gathered around the scene,
the collective,
right?
Though, yeah.
And it's just really a matter of like putting the right people together, and I feel like we have the crew to build what it takes. So
100%.
It's gonna be a fun summer.
100%.
A lot of talent. We know a lot of talented motherfuckers for
Bro,
sure.
we're rooted, honestly. To be honest, like Weird City and like everybody around us, like, and just even the individual efforts by Kuna and DJ Mister Zee and Jared and everybody else in the scene, like, we're all fucking rooted.
We're
like,
driven.
We've been around.
No, there's a drive, bro.
No,
There's a directive drive, and we know where we want to go, and all of us are literally on the same page. So
like
that's
we
what's dope
definitely
about it,
have
is because we're all here at the same time, all about the same mission. So
Look out for Austin.
Yeah.
Austin trying to make a comeback.
You already
Let's
know.
go.
I'm born and raised, baby. I've been repping Austin my whole fucking life. I ain't gonna
honestly,
ever stop. I'm here.
Honestly, I feel like I can consider myself an Austinite now. I've been here for like 6 years now. I feel home.
I wouldn't say that. I'm from Brownwood. I'm fucking.
You're close.
Don't get me wrong.
Brownwood.
I'm deep from San Antonio. Don't get me wrong. San Antonio's home, but I feel like I'm in this city. I feel like I'm part of.
I've been here for 6
Austin's
years.
part of
This
it.
Dude,
is-
honestly,
a
that's the
whole
best thing
segment
about
of-
Austin,
It's
and
a
that's
whole
what I love
segment of my
about it,
life.
dude. Everybody's welcome and everybody's included, and everybody like wants to be a part of the vibe, and that's just dope because it's a dope vibe.
You know what's crazy about Austin is when I talk to the people who say they've lived here for like 20, 30 years, even they are always from somewhere else. And they moved to Austin and love the city. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, I've been here for 20 years, but I moved from this place. And it's
Exactly.
like, oh, so you're an Austinite.
So you're transplant too.
Every
but
time
no,
I-
but they
Transplant.
loyal.
Every time I meet somebody
Transplant
else who was
loyal.
born and
Yeah.
raised in Austin, bro, we're literally like,
Damn, bro, it's rare now.
Hell yeah,
It's just rare now.
I love you, bro. Straight up, looking us. No,
I
straight
love
up,
you.
though, every time. That's just dope. I literally just, I posted on Facebook the other day. I was in my Uber, and I was playing my music in the back, just listening to it on my phone. And he was playing music in the front or whatever, and he turned it down. He was listening to it. Was Take Control. And he was like,
Hey.
yo, is that you? And I was like, yeah. So I played it back for him. He was like, dude, I didn't know people were coming out of Austin like that. I was like, yeah, born and raised. He was like, me too. That's what's up. And he was talking about how he'd been in the game, and he was saying, like he was saying, like, dude, you know what we need? We need people. He's like, the one thing we need is for people to come together. Nobody is working together to like get this shit off the ground. Like, we got so much talent, but everybody, once they start getting a little bit of fame, like they put their nose up in the air, and like,
Hey, ego
they
big.
don't realize you're still
Suave.
local. Like, you could be helping each other be even bigger. So like,
Suave?
Swags.
that shit's real.
Sorry.
Shit, man.
It's
it is, bro.
It is.
But
I
yeah,
feel like
shouts
I'm in
out,
Austin
shouts out
right now,
Austin,
so-
Texas, baby.
But shout out Austin.
New
Yeah,
shit.
no, but I really but like on some real though, like there's a lot of talent. Like Austin has never been on the map like a Houston or anything like that, but I feel like there will be a day and age where there'll be like there's a revolution in Austin,
Bro,
and that
I'm
was
saying
like crazy.
it is. I'm
Like there's
I
a
feel
lot
it,
of like
bro.
people who could like take a
working,
big
bro.
stage.
Bro, we're not
we out
the
here
live, bro. We're not
working.
one of the live
Dog,
music
there's
capitals for
work.
no reason.
We out here
Yeah.
There
working.
ain't no way we ain't the live music
all I'm
capital for no
saying
reason.
is when the shit pops off, I guarantee we're gonna be involved.
I don't
It'll
wanna
be
hear
a
shit.
flood.
I guarantee we're gonna be involved. That's all I'm saying.
Jared, what you been?
We've been here for
going
too
on?
long.
What new things you got going on in my life?
Bro, 2019 was a year of growth for me and reflection. Finally got in the studio. Finally got to come through and experiment with some stuff. It was nice. without David and Mike even realizing it, they mentored me so much and like helped me out without even them even like actually trying to like help me. I mean, like, you know, throwing a little bit of this and this and that, you know, but they helped me a lot. And it turned to something where I was like, yo, writing is just like a creative passion for me. It's like a release. And then I got to where it's like, yo, this is an obsession now. Like at this point, like I literally like am itching to do this stuff. So like honestly, I found something for me that gives me a creative
That's good.
release
That's dope.
with that. So like honestly, it's more than just like I want to drop a banger. I want to drop
It's more than
this.
hip hop.
Yeah, bro.
It's
It's
bigger
just,
than that. Don't they always
I
say
wanted
that?
it gives me
this-
Bigger than
sanity
that.
at this point,
I wanted
and I
this-
finally feel like I'm like settling into my pocket a little bit.
That's dope.
That's
Thanks
good.
to y'all's help.
I wanted this
shout out
to
you
be,
guys for y'all.
That's
I
dope.
wanted this to be a platform for all of us to come through and experience new things, and I hope that I hope we can ride this shit out because this is something. Obviously, I've been passionate about it, but just like last year, like the end of last year was mad crazy for me, and I just kind of had to take a break. But I'm still about it, dude. I'm really, really about it. I'm really, really passionate about this, and I want to make sure.
I think the
We get this
dopest thing about you guys and that everybody else that like is around us, because I feel like we're around a lot of the same people, but the group of people that collaborate with us are like heartfelt and super down. So it's like at any point, you know, it's like at any point, as long as we put it out there will be people to receive it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So like that's dope
Shout
about
out
our,
everybody that
our
fucks
group.
with
that.
us. for
Shouts
sure.
out to our fucking squad.
Shout out to everybody that fucks
Hey,
with us.
everybody that
yeah.
supports
For real.
all this.
Everybody on the
Yeah,
live
for
stream,
real.
All
everybody,
y'all,
yeah,
for
everybody
real.
supports the
Shout
podcast,
out
me
y'all.
DJing,
And
Mike,
y'all.
all the shows. Fuck yeah,
All that.
appreciate for sure, appreciate
Yeah.
it.
That's love.
Yeah, good shit, bro. We
2019
gonna keep
was
this shit up.
I don't know. 2019 was kind of weird for me. I
Growth
definitely
and
feel like it
reflect
was a
for me.
reflect. It was definitely a
Growth and reflect
reflective
for
one.
me for sure.
I feel like I feel like being in Austin every year I've grown.
Mm.
I think, and I feel like I grow as not only a person but like a man, and a friend and a son and, yeah, it was really reflective and now like I got a girlfriend now, like I got a puppy.
He said it.
I got a girlfriend now. I got a girl now. I know it's cause shit like
The first
that is
time I heard
crazy.
you say
Like
that.
even like
Wow.
it just in life and relationship. Yeah, like I think different now
That's
and like
wild.
it's yeah, man. I got a girl. Bro. I
This
got a
man
puppy.
settling down a little bit.
And a puppy.
I got a puppy, bro.
You got a little
child.
podcast. You got a puppy. You got a girl now.
puppy podcast.
Hey,
That's some
puppy.
pussy.
Oh.
Puppy pod.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
That's
I'm
what's
proud.
up,
Bro.
dog.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
For real.
Proud. That's what's up.
A lot of growing up happening in the
A
circle.
lot of growing.
A lot of growing
bro.
up.
Man.
Man, we ain't even gotta talk about, it, but we got a good friend that's having a baby, man.
We're not 21, 22
Bro, we got
anymore.
a lot of people.
Bro, we
a
got
lot
good
of-
friends.
a lot of
KK,
people
shout out
24,
KK and Lonnie
25,
getting married. My homie's
26.
getting
Shouts out
married.
to all the fathers and mothers out there
Yeah.
holding it down.
Shout out my homie Albert just got married.
Growing up.
Growing.
Mel, yeah, bro.
Shout out
All my friends are
cousin
getting
Q,
married, having
just had his
babies.
little baby,
Man,
That word makes
Growing
me
up.
nervous.
young Neff.
baby.
My heart.
Damn, nigga said baby. Bro, you have no idea.
Don't do it to me.
I mean, I'll never forget when one of my best friends, his name is Zach as well. We were in like senior year of high school, I think, and this nigga told me he was having a kid, and I was
Yeah.
like, my heart dropped. I wasn't even having a kid. He was my homie.
Exactly.
My
but
heart
it's so
dropped. I
close.
was like, fam,
That's crazy.
like someone I hung out with every day. We used to go out party, smoke, all that shit.
You talking
Having
like it's
a
like
kid,
a
I'm like-
terminal illness.
I'm like,
Somebody I used to kick it with.
I feel like I feel like I was freaking about it more than he was at one point. I'm back at my mom's house like, yo, what we finna do about Zach?
It's crazy. But nah, for real though.
It's crazy. But honestly, bro, I look back at it now, dude, and it's like everything that happened for a reason was great. Everything lined up, man. He's a great father. Shout out to him.
Yeah, it makes
I-
people grow up pretty fast. They do.
Yeah.
A lot of fathers I've seen become fathers did a great job of
Yeah,
like adjusting
honestly,
to the
shouts out
role.
to all the parents out there. That's
Yeah.
a
Shout
hard
out to all
job.
the fathers,
That's a hard
Yeah.
ass fucking job.
Yup.
For job,
all the
for
mothers,
sure.
for sure.
God.
I love to
My
see.
parents stay together.
I feel like
Lucky.
ever since I graduated high school, everybody's having a baby. Everybody's having a baby about this and that. But I rarely saw two couples that were staying together and having a baby, and I think it's really important. I like seeing lately, or our generation, couples that are having babies and staying together. And
Try at least.
it's important, man.
Yeah.
It's mad important.
Really important to
It's really,
society,
really fucking
morally, the way that you treat a woman, the way you treat other people. You know what I'm saying?
And
Like,
that
child's
kids
growth
need
and
kids
mentality,
need
yeah.
they
a
need
mom
that
and a
guidance.
father.
Yeah,
A son doesn't need a
sure.
mother any more than he needs a father, and same thing with a daughter.
exactly.
It goes both ways, and I like seeing that. But yeah, man, we going the fuck up, boy. Oh my god. What else?
All right, what I was about to say?
Recap,
What are we on?
pull
We're
it
on
up.
like 63 minutes right now.
Are we really?
Yeah, after that
So we're
break.
going strong.
Back in the
What's the
stool.
next gang
Yeah.
back in the
Back
fucking
in the stool,
stew.
hey.
How can I lose?
I hope, like I said, I'm just ready for this to pass. I'm ready for the summer here, ready for the boat parties.
Oh my
I'm ready for
God!
it. I'm
dude,
already ready
so
for the boat
ready
party.
I cannot believe
party.
we're
Have you
on
booked-
year 4
Number 4.
of the
Bro,
boat party.
crazy.
Episode 4, boat party
That
number
shit's
4.
crazy. Yo, I need y'all's help. We need to sell this motherfucker out.
We need the people.
How much
We
we
need
had
y'all.
last year?
40, it's at 100, like to 105, 110
The boat
every
party?
year. Yeah,
Last year.
we need to get
Oh, I thought you were
140.
We need
saying
the
like your
people's help.
reservations
Like
were
110.
at-
I counted like
Hey,
105.
so y'all for these
Bro,
people
40 is
champ
amazing.
right
There's a whole
now.
nother. We're connected to a whole nother network now. Like the more years we live, the more people we connect to and with.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that like our network has like kind of bounced around.
Bro,
We've
everything
all,
we throw is
got
pretty
new
poppin'.
jobs, like,
Dude,
met
yes.
new
I'm just
people.
saying, we throw
Yes.
some pretty poppin' shit. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
We,
No matter
and
what,
honestly,
the
We got it in the
parties go
books.
hard
It's
as
proof.
honestly,
fuck, bro.
obviously, the next up competition is gonna go hard, and so is everything else. But like,
Boat
I'm
party?
just now getting back in this shit, and we're just now getting back in this shit, and like, that fire is back. So like, this shit's not gonna. I don't know. It's just gonna be fun for
This
everybody.
corona,
So
this
y'all should
corona shit
definitely
is a
tune in.
speed bump, but I'm coming heavy. I'm coming heavy.
Super fun.
We can wrap on that.
2020 is gonna be fun.
It's good to, yeah. I'm ready. I'm really excited for the boat party, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's just lit. Anybody that been in the boat party knows it's fucking lit as fuck. Super lit, super lit.
They know.
But yeah, we can end on that. It's good to be back in the stew. If we're all out of a job for a while, I don't know. We've got some time. We might sit down and record another
Hey,
episode.
Venmo me, David. Nah.
Looking
Go
at
for me,
Cash
head
App
ass.
Z, yeah, head ass. Nah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for everybody listening. Like I said, we'll keep you updated. We'll be back, but I promise we will not leave you again. We will keep you updated. Thank you for tuning in. My name is DJ Mister Zee.
Bet that. Kuna Lakai.
J_Crouch, Jared. Let's go.
And we're City Kid, aka Mike D.
Gang, back in the stew. Hey.